Greetings car fanatics. Today I'm going to talk about what it cost me to own my Porsche 997 over the past 2 years. So let's start with the routine maintenance. Starting with the oil change. Each oil change has costed me $70 for parts, and I performed 2 oil changes over the past 2 years. Next, moving on to the engine air filters, I spent $60 purchasing 2 filters, and I've had to replace this once. Next, moving on to the cabin air filter. This is a cheap part. It's 18 bucks and super easy to install yourself. I also had to flush the brake fluid, which is really cheap. The brake fluid costs about 20 bucks. However, I did purchase a full brake fluid flush kit from ECS Tuning for $100. Spark plugs. You're supposed to replace these every 40,000 miles. I don't know if my car had them replaced, so I just replaced them anyways. They were $45 for the spark plugs. However, I did have to rent a lift, which costed me 150 bucks to replace them. Even though this is fairly expensive for just replacing spark plugs myself, it's much cheaper than the $800 the dealership would have charged me. The drive belt. This is a $30 part, which I was able to replace pretty easily myself. And finally, I replaced the Transaxle Fluid, which was about $135 for 3 quarts of genuine Porsche transmission fluid. Now moving on to wear and tear items. I first had to replace my tires after about a year of ownership. The tires ran me $1,400. I also spent another $400 getting them installed and an alignment performed on the vehicle. And finally, I had to replace the front rotors recently. I purchased a front brake service kit from ECS Tuning, which was $400. So let's tally everything up. Looking at all the maintenance items, I spent nearly $2,900 on my vehicle for the last 2 years. When we factor in the cost of insurance, this is another $2,400 I spent over a 2-year period. California registration for 2 years was $800, and gas comes out to $1,300 for the 8,000 miles I drove. So for the past 2 years, the total running cost comes out to $7,400 doing everything myself. Factoring $8,000 for 2 years of depreciation, my total cost of ownership from the past 2 years comes out to $15,500. This is roughly $1.93 per mile. So there you have it, guys. If you're looking at purchasing a 997, you can get the car for fairly cheap, anywhere between $35,000 to $55,000. However, you do have to factor in maintenance, insurance, registration, and so forth. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave any questions or comments below.